Hey guys, what's up? This is 03 Blue Dog, and today I wanted to go over a game that I just played. I was opping, and I just really wanted to quickly just go over what the opper is thinking, how he has to be, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the best at the game, but I am an LE, and I don't know why, but I've been in matchmaking with Supremes, and I don't know, it's like a whole mix. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to go over quick of what I was doing in the game to see what I can improve on or to see what you guys can learn. If you're lower than an LE, then by all means, if you need this video to help you with your opping, go ahead and use it. If you're a higher rank or if you just know more experience, it doesn't necessarily have to be higher rank. If you know something that I don't, blah blah blah, let me know in the comments below if you're ever watching this, and I will actually I'll try it, and if I like it, I'll keep using it, and yeah, so that'd be really helpful. Alright, let's jump right into it, guys. Okay, so guys, first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about the basics of being an opper. The first thing you need to know is you need to be patient. You cannot go out into the game thinking you're going to ace the first round, because you're probably not. Now, you need to use teamwork and tactics to your advantage. You need to listen to callouts. You need to do all this stuff. You need to think of all this while you're opping. You need to make good calls. You need to support your teammates. You need to help your teammates when they need you. You need to do anything you can to make sure that you and your team are working together while still getting picks. Okay, so now that that's settled, now what you can do is you could set up where you want to be. So if you know you're going to have a guy down long with an M4 or something, what you can do with the op, you could do one of three things with the op. Now let's say your teammate who has the M4 isn't going long. What you can do is you can either, this one thing to protect long has two parts. So you could either stay on site with the op, or you could go down to long and look at a door, which is normally what I do to get that opening pick. Now, if your teammate goes long, what you can do is you can either watch cat from sight, or you can push up on cat. Now, normally I would usually just watch it from sight, but I figured during this game footage that you're watching that I would push up onto cat to try and get the picks and be aggressive, but not being too aggressive. So I did that, and it was working for me, so I kept doing it. Another thing you can do is, if you don't want to be on site looking at cat, what you can do is you could jump on the boxes that still watches cat. You're a little vulnerable, but the spot itself, especially if you're in like a DMG-ish level or somewhere around that, maybe LE sometimes, usually you probably won't get picked for the first time you do it. I did it once or twice or something just to mix it up during the game, just so I didn't get killed. So yeah, that's that. You can use that too. Okay, so there's going to be many times as an opper where you're going to be in a very tense situation. Now, you don't want to panic, otherwise you're going to be going crazy. Your hand may shake one way, and that may affect your shot and cause you to miss. What you want to do is you want to make yourself just calm. You want to be calm throughout the whole time that you're in combat. So what you want to do, what I normally do is I'll just breathe like very soft, and I'll just try and keep that constant breathing. Now, there's going to be two guys that are going to be coming up cat, let's say. What you want to do is you want to shoot one of them. So you get the first guy. Now, you know how the op, you have to cock the gun, and then you have to pull up the scope, and yada, yada, yada. So the other guy is going to be pushing you, maybe. Depending on what the situation is, he may be pushing you, and you may know this for a fact. Now, you do not want to get overwhelmed with the fact that he's pushing you, especially if you're in the spot that I'm in right now. What you can do is you can fall off that if needed. So what you could do is you could fall off, go under CT, look long, look at the cross, especially if it's an A split, which is very deadly against you in that position right there, because you could get picked from the cross. So you drop down, and then you look at the cross, and you try to get one or two guys, maybe, depending on how quick and how many go at a time. Now, the second guy, if you could pick him off, that's great. That second guy on cat, that's great. And you could probably, if you know that there's going to be no more guys on cat, and you know there's a teammate there, which in my case there wasn't, so I had to shoot one guy. I don't even remember if I shot the next guy. All I remember was shooting one guy and dropping into CT and then shooting the cross. So yeah, that's that. You want to be calm at all times. You want to think of what can happen if you do something, but you want to think of this all in advance. What I do is I'll set up shop, and then I'll think about what's could or what's gonna happen, or how would I do this if this happened. So when I go to a spot, I normally think of all the stuff that can happen. Now, this could be beneficial, and it could be very negative in two ways, because for negative, if I think the wrong way, and I think something's going to happen, and something totally opposite happens, I'm dead, and that is going to put my team in a bad position. The good thing about it is, if I make the right call, trust my gut, which trusting my gut this game was very, very phenomenal. So I trusted my gut, and I got the kills, and now I'm good. Now this, and everything will just start to flow. Like, you won't even have to think about it in a way. Something key that you guys should know is, if you have a spot, your teammate makes a bad call, let's say. So let's say your teammate makes a bad call and says that there's a guy mid or something like that, and you know that he's capped, and you listen to your teammate's call because you're kind of doubtful and you didn't trust your gut at that specific moment. Now, if that happens and you drop down from that spot that I was in, you don't want to panic, because you know that he can either be cat or he can be mid, so you could set up between both, and you can keep your eye on both of those. Now, what I end up doing is just dropping down one point in the game, and then there was like nothing it had no effect on me, because my teammate ended up getting the kill with a headshot with an AK. So it really didn't matter. But the fact of the matter is that you dropping off could have caused him to push if he knew that you dropped, and he should have heard it. But if you're doing really well in the game and they decide not to push the cat, it's probably because you did such a phenomenal job holding it, and they're getting really aggravated, and then they try to do something else. Guys, just so you know, you will not always win the rounds with clutches when you're using the op. Things can happen. You could shoot a guy through a box and really damage him. You can leg him. You can do all this. What happened at one point during the game is there's a 2v1. Now, the guy on the other team rotates B. Very smart play. He rotates B. My teammate couldn't get the kill, so then it's a 1v1 at this point. Now, it's my op against his op. Now, what ended up happening was, at this point in the game, I shot him through the box, and I probably laid a couple P250 shots in him too, because I got him to 95, and I went to go shoot him under window, and had I known that I actually hit him, I probably would have just pistoled him. Now, I didn't know that I hit him. I thought I was just shooting. So, you know, not everything falls your way, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. And, you know, sometimes you just got to tip your cap, and things happen. But you know what? You get ready for the next round. You don't let it affect you, and you just keep your mind right, and you keep focused, and it's going to be good. I'm telling you. Last thing you guys need to know is that whenever you're opping, you could have those really, really, really great games, but you know what? If you ever miss a couple shots, it's nothing really too big of a deal. The whole main point of this video was just to tell you guys that you need to be patient and calm, and try to stay calm throughout the game. That's really what I was trying to hit. And I don't know if I did or not, and I probably could have done way better explaining it, but I knew what I was talking about in my head, so I'm kind of figuring that what I'm saying is making sense, but then again, I don't know. So if you guys are misunderstanding what I'm saying or confused or something, feel free to ask in the comments what your questions are, or if you want me to explain something a little bit better, I'll explain it right there. Anything like that, just let me know. And yeah, that's really it for this video, guys. If you like the video and you want more like this, subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Peace out, guys. They're just running away from me. It's retarded.
Last guy, cat.
Flashing cat.
Flashbang. Flashing. Top mid.
Grenade out. Low, 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 low. One mid to be. One mid lit, 15 minutes actually. Right.
Saved my life.
Nope.
Chill out, flank it. Crossing.
Oh, I whiffed it! I whiffed it!
Let's for chance.
Sorry, I brain farted and I was so pissed off that I whiffed that shot at CT. I wasn't listening to the call out, my bad.